as a nation in the War of 1812 that many historians believe was our second war of independence. And on September 13th of that year, an American attorney was taken to a British ship in Baltimore Harbor to arrange for a prisoner exchange. And while he was aboard that ship, he witnessed a 25-hour shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry, in which some 1,500 cannonballs and mortars and rockets were fired on the fort. And overnight, a lot of people thought that the fort would fall to the British, but at dawn the next morning, when the sun came up, they didn't see a white flag of surrender. They saw a huge 32-foot by 40-foot American flag flying above the fort, indicating an American victory. That American attorney was also an amateur poet, and he penned a poem which was called The Defense of Fort McHenry. His name was Francis Scott Key, and the first stanza of that poem became our national anthem. So ladies and gentlemen, if you will, I'd like you to stand where you are. Please remove your caps. If you're in uniform, please come to attention as Mara Burnside sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets racking, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hear them and see them and get video if you want. They'll be lining up on runway 4 here at Claremont County Airport. They call it runway 4 because, well, here comes the PT-22 and the PT-17. days, a lot of washout. There were a lot of new parts left over, including wood wings. Yes, wood. Mr. Flunk flew the airplane for about 5 years and gave rides. Purchased by Scott Durkee in November of 2023, following Scott's passing in May of 2024, the aircraft and Scott Leggett to lead him and his wingman through each and every maneuver safely. Down. We fortunately have very light.
The L-Birds. They didn't get the glamour of the fighters and bombers, but they were workhorses nonetheless. Lacking airspeed, armor, and weapons, they fulfilled some of the most dangerous roles in battle. The Grasshoppers that flew low and slow over enemy territory, spotting for artillery, keeping tabs on the enemy troops' movements, and they're reporting back to attack coordinators who called in the heavy iron. In pre-helicopter days, it was the liaison pilot who went to near impossible landing sites to pick up downed air crewmen, to haul wounded pilots from dirt roads or tiny jungle airstrips, often carrying far more weight than the tiny fabric-covered aircraft were ever designed to lift into the air. Just consider this example of what the L-Birds could do. The 47th Liaison Squadron in France during August of 1944 flew over 2,100 hours. During that month, they carried 634 passengers and 14 tons of cargo, and not one of their airplanes was larger than a single engine. In the entire war, this unit flew more hours than any other squadron in the European theater of operations. Points toward a decoration as somebody who had shot down a twin-engined escorted bomber.
German submarines, and there was a lot of that kind of stuff going on. Some flight restrictions, but we don't have that today. Was conceived as both a show of support for Britain as well from a movie theater.
This is the beginning of a routine flight of Army training planes. These cadets are learning fast and will soon be full-fledged flying members of the Army Air Corps. Any young man between the ages of 17 and 26 can enlist in the Army as an aviation cadet for training as a pilot, navigator, or bombardier. Here's a chance to get a ringside seat, or better still, a bird's eye view of the big fight. A chance to help the Army Air Forces throw a punch that'll knock Hitler and Tojo bow-legged. If you are 17 years old, you can join the Air Corps Enlisted Reserve and will be called for actual training soon after your 18th birthday. Those 18 or over can go into training immediately. Inquire at the box office on your way out of this theater for complete information. Or visit number 607 Custom House, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is an opportunity that eligible young men should not neglect. So remember that number, boys, 607 Custom House.
Force, Royal Australian Air Force, and Royal Canadian Air Force called it the Harvard. It was indeed an institution of higher learning. From the left, the Texan. Clouds to make it rain. These guys did it. Had a very, very important, highly classified device known as the Norden bomb sight.
And 90% of all the bombardiers and navigators trained in this style aircraft right here with a glass nose for the bombardier training.
Some of you
He did look like Rob, didn't he?
But he did start it. Did he fly?
Oh yeah, he's been flying.
Around a group of volunteers took my Boy Scout troop through here 15, 20 years ago, I guess when they first started. My kids are now in their 30s, so yeah, it was 15, 18 years ago, but this is cool. Listen to this.
How many gallons of gas that uses an hour?
A lot more than it takes for you and I to drive home.
That's right. That's very, very true. But if they decide they want to go home, they will be in terror. And this one, the Albatross. The wingspan on the Albatross. My little airplane, RB, also Hartzell propellant.
United States about the bazooka.
Back the attack by another Warbird
Showcase. fought alongside Spitfires and Hurricanes with the Royal Air Force. The Beech, 700 feet. Then they were flown